It's Week 14 of the NFL, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Aviators and the Golden Eagles coming up next.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football, and you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends, but come game day, there is no question.
To get this one started. And off we go here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by their quarterback, the second-round pick out of Kentucky, Will Levis.
And he's coming off a game where he's pretty much held in check for the majority of the contest. He had a couple nice throws here and there, and I think that's what gives this team hope that he is the quarterback for the future, Mike, because when he's on, it looks like big boy football. The problem is they just don't see it enough. He didn't get into any sort of established rhythm, never found the end zone, and of course he had the one interception. I think today, get him off to a good start, get an idea of what the defense is looking to do to counter you, and find some easy layups to get this quarterback going. I think last week they weren't able to do it. If they don't find early success today, I have a feeling the result might not be all that different.
They'll try and run for this with Mixon. And he's going to be brought down behind the line. This defense fired up to start the game. It'll bring up fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
On fourth down, here comes Jack Fox to kick it away. Back deep is Marcus Jones. And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And here is Kyler Murray, the #1 overall pick in 2019 to lead them.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
Now he'll run it.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
On 3rd and 1, it's Murray. That's taken in by Burks. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the ground for the first time, here comes Jonathan Taylor. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Traylon the intended receiver. And it'll be third down. From the shotgun, it's Murray. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
The Aviators offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Still, a lot can happen between now and the end of the season, but Green is starting to rise to the top as you look across the NFL. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And this is going nowhere. He's going backwards to the 4-yard line.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Here's Levis. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he is taken down, but not before they're able to get it out of danger, up past the 25.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
On first down, Levis. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. They go play action with Levis. A throw on the move is caught. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a first down. Off the play fake, it's Levis. He's going to get it to Okonkwo.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. The tight end, Okonkwo, is in motion. Call it a gain of 13. That's enough for a first down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mixon. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line.
Now Levis. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys.
He is in. Jake Okonkwo. Touchdown, Aviators. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
So 7-0 the score, and set now for the dynamic kickoff. Anthony Gould now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Golden Eagles offense, and Kyler Murray set to take over once again. And his numbers this season, eye-popping in a lot of categories. Let's just show you one. He is the NFL leader in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. First down throw for Murray. He's got his tight end. That's Travis Kelce.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Murray, the former baseball player, knows how to slide, and he does it here after picking up the first down.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short, one of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down. The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Second down, Murray. Catch made there by Burks. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and third down coming up. Out of the gun, it's Murray. And on third down, that ball incomplete. Now a timeout called by the defense. Here's Johnny Hecker now. He's on for the second time. He'll try to get something inside the 10.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense. Automatic first down.
First and 10 now from the 36. They'll run a draw now with Taylor. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. 2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. Greg and I will be right back after this. Now a second down throw from Murray. Open man right side is Kelce. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Third down, 3 to go. Working out of the gun, Murray. He'll try and get there on the ground. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
On first down, Murray. A short throw taken in by Kelce. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's second and 3 to go. They put Kelce in motion. Murray now on second down. It is brought in the end zone. Traylon Burks. Touchdown, Golden Eagles. On now, Eddie Pinheiro for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Golden Eagles will level things out at 7 apiece. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Aviators offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Levis. To the right side, catch made by McLaurin. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And the stoppage comes with 23 seconds left on the first half clock. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll work this out to the 23. Andrew Cooper, the rookie, is there on the tackle. 2nd and 7. So, 1 touchdown apiece for our two teams. 7-7 on the board here at the break. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. To return is Greg Dortch. Now an opening past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Golden Eagles offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's used his legs to great effect this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design, as you check out the league leaders in quarterback rushing yards. This throw right side pulled in by Pittman. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, here's a run with Taylor. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. Here comes 3rd and 6. They go play action with Murray. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and a yard. Back to throw is Murray. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
A gain of 16 on that pass play. And that will be a first down.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
Now a give running left with Taylor. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. In motion comes Pittman. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. He's got it. That's Burks. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Golden Eagles.
From the gun, it's Murray. He'll tuck it and take off. And he'll be taken down.
This is a part of the field where you have to account for the quarterback as a runner. Nothing's open downfield. Great job by your secondary, but then he makes a break for the goal line, and they're able to stop him just short, but not until after he sets his guys up 1st and goal.
Over the top, he's got it. Michael Pittman. Touchdown, Golden Eagles.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started.
Golden Eagles 14, Aviators 7.
So now after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. On the return, this is Jalen Reagor. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Aviators offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. He'll find the rookie from LSU, Brian Thomas. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, it's Levis. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. That changes a lot. He's out of bounds all the way down at the 20-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. An even 40 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
The motion man here is McLaurin. On 1st and 10, here's Levis. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They will work the middle with Mixon. And they'll take this down right to the edge of the red zone. 21. That's Zaven Collins on the stop. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Throwing is Levis. This is caught for 2. And he's in. Harry Lauren. Touchdown, Aviators.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
The kick by Lutz is good. The Aviators will tie things up. We are all even at 14. We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. Dortch now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. He'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. In motion comes Pittman. From the shotgun, it's Murray. Trying the left side and caught by Pittman. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. The crowd making their presence felt. This is third down. He's got his man. It's Jefferson. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Off the play fake. Here's Murray. That ball broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down. Couldn't connect. It'll bring up second down. A run with Taylor. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down. Murray. He'll try to run for it. Now a timeout for injury. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now it's Taylor. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line. So they go backwards on first down. Here's second and 13. In motion, it's Jefferson. Murray now. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Throwing Murray. That's complete. Who else? It's Kelsey. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
You get in these situations, third down, tie game, fourth quarter. I mean, this is really where your quarterback makes his money. You are going to put your faith and say, all right, what is the best play for this offense to execute? And the game really rests in the hands of your quarterback. And he continues to come up with these third down pickups and continues to extend this drive. He's got a shot to come away the hero and win this game here late.
He's got his man, Jefferson. Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Out of the gun, it's Murray. Right back to Kelsey again.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebacker.
And he'll take it on in. Traylon Burks. Touchdown, Golden Eagles. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. Now Pinheiro to add on the extra point. He's got it. And the Golden Eagles have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead.
14.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Aviators offense and quarterback Will Levis ready for their next possession. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. This is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to get it to Okonkwo. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a blanket. Sorry.
Now Levis. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Charvarius Ward able to get the hand in there and make the play. Throwing on 2nd down, Levis. Got a man, it's Thomas. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. Levis to throw it here on 1st down. Right back to Thomas. He's got it again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Levis to throw on 1st and 10. Connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. Here we go, 1st and goal. They'll run here with Mixon. And he will dive into the end zone. Go Mixon. Touchdown Aviators.
All right, so Mike, now the interesting thing is, do you want to take the lead with still enough time for your opponent to get the ball back to go to try to win it? I think I'm kicking the extra point here, tie the game. I don't want my opponent in a fast 2-minute mode to try to win this game in regulation. Now I'm playing for overtime.
Tie game. Still time to break that tie, though, as you see. Maybe run a 2-minute offense. And the kick's in the air. Whoa. Now, on the return, he has lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Here's 1st down. Marshall is on the move. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's Mixon. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining, and it's 1st and 10. They go with Mixon. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Now this defense will use a 3rd and final timeout. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one. Mixon. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They come to the line needing 6 yards for a 1st down.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Marshall is on the move. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. Now, here's a timeout. They will indeed take it with 5 seconds left. Chance for a field goal to win this game. Here comes Will Lutz in a big spot. This to win the game. This kick is good. And that very likely will be a game winner.
And that's just got to be a great feeling over on that sideline, Mike. I mean, an excellent job by this offense to give yourself a chance to win it. And then this kick. I mean, what's left to be said? It was never in doubt, and it's going to lead this team to a victory.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. He'll look deep here for Burks. And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. So the fans going to head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They get themselves into field goal range for one final shot, and the kicker delivers. They avoid overtime and come away with a 3-point victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.
It's week 14 of the 2024 season, and all eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Bulls and the Armadillos. All that and more coming up next.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football, and you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends.
Just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. Led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
One thing about this guy that's pretty clear, Mike, is there's not a whole lot that rattles him. He does a good job staying even keel. You don't know if he just threw a pick or if he just led his team to a touchdown drive, and that was kind of the case last week. He didn't let it snowball into a bunch of back-breaking mistakes. He just shook it off and kept playing. Now, can he keep that mentality as the rest of the year unfolds? And if he does, he's going to give his team a chance every single week.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll put Addison in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Xavier McKinney, the one who brings him down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Trying to avoid the early 3 and out, they face 3rd and a yard. To the right, here's Elliott. And he's only going to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3 plays, no first downs, time for 4th down.
You spend all week developing your opening script. What are you going to do when you get the ball for the first time, Mike? Well, I promise you, it wasn't go 3 and out and punt. But give credit to the defense. Nice job getting off the field here early. Get the ball back to your offense.
A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
We had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike. It almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss. And he made the point. He said, listen, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. If they get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today, they've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win.
And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly, and here comes 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And that's going to be intercepted by Tariq Woolen. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
They'll come up here 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. To the sideline, pulled in by Addison.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
On play action, here's Jackson. That is caught to the goal line and in. George Kittle. Touchdown Bulls. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
So 7-0 the score, and set now for the dynamic kickoff. Ray McLeod on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Armadillos offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hacks to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. The big defensive tackle, Javon Hargrave, brings that one to an end. Lawrence from the gun here on third down. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down. Punt team headed out for the Armadillos. Rashid Shaheed back to return this one. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's 1st and 10. Now Jackson. A short one there, caught by Kittle. 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll find his tight end, Kittle, on the right side.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is. I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Play action now. Jackson. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing Jackson. The pressure all over him. He goes down again.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Here's Michael Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. the Armadillos offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. This one complete to Washington. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down. That's Washington, the man in motion. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And that is incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on 3rd down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of 3rd down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field, and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
The Bulls offense ready to take over once again. They lead it here in the second quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Jackson. In trouble, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Jackson. And that is incomplete. George Kittle was the intended target that time. And it's going to be 4th down. Here's the punter now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. Now, fair catch. He'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The Armadillos offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. That's Washington, the man in motion. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. They go play action for Lawrence. It finds the hands of Marquise Brown. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A throw right side is intercepted. Picked off by Martin Emerson.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping him.
The Bulls offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. On 1st and 10, Jackson. The reception for Rashid Shaheed. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Now, Jackson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. To throw is Jackson. Here's a shot toward the end zone. Denzel Ward in there defensively to knock it away. Third and long. Again, it's Jackson. A throw on the move is caught. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this second quarter. Aubrey's kick is good. And the Blues going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Armadillos offense, and Trevor Lawrence set to take over once more. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with first and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. That's the linebacker, Kaiser White. Well, the quarterback trying to find somebody open there, but that time, instead of finding his running back, it goes back the other way for a defensive score.
Mike, I think this is just one of those cases where the quarterback's just a little too casual with the throw. He kind of goes to his running back late on the check down. He never sees the defender until he's chasing him on his way for the touchdown.
On for the PAT is Aubrey. His kick is good. And the Bulls move further out in front. It is now 17-0. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He's to midfield. They're going to be set up with a short field. What a tremendous kick return.
And not only a heck of a return, but it changes a little bit of the coach's strategy. You're thinking he's just going to sit on this score. He's willing to take it into the locker room for the half. All of a sudden now you get a big return, you got a short field, and this offense has a chance to steal some points here before halftime.
Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. Here's Lawrence. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway. Lawrence now on second down. And this throw batted away and incomplete. Lad McConkey, the one he was looking for. Third down coming up. Throwing is Lawrence. To the left side, it's caught by Brown. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down. Now the offense will use their third and final timeout. Jaime Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Armadillos are finally on the board. It's 17-3.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We saw a terrific first half from the dual-threat quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet.
As we expected.
I think there could still be some
see
fireworks
if there's a
yet to
surprise
come.
coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. On first down, Lawrence. That's caught. Ray McLeod. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. A carry here for Warren. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
On 1st and 10, it's Warren. And a spirited run there, somehow managing to gain a couple of yards. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Once again, it's Warren. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. He's got the open man. That's McConkey. About 19 yards on that one. And they're in business. It's 1st and goal.
I think at this point in the game, prior to that 3rd down call, the coach is telling his quarterback, hey, you got 2 downs. This is 4-down territory, but that last completion, I think, saves him from having to make that decision, at least for the time being, barring any penalties. Now they got 3 or 4 plays to try to end this one with a touchdown.
That's Washington, the man in motion. Lawrence now. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's in. Ray McLeod. Touchdown, Armadillos. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Fairbairn able to add the extra point. The Armadillos are able to cut into the lead. It's now 17-10. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. And a a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Bulls offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Sanders. Look at him move away from a tackler as he winds up gaining 7 yards. Nice run there. 3rd down, 3 to go. They'll put Addison in motion. They'll try and run here with Sanders. It's a gain of 10 yards. That's enough for a 1st down.
So as we take a look at the box score, Mike, you realize here they got the lead. We're in the second half, but they don't have a lot of rush yards. It's because they use the passing game to score points and establish the lead. Now, how we judge their run game is from here to the end of the game. Can they pile up yards now in the second half and close this game out?
They face 2nd down and 7. He'll keep it on the ground with Sanders. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll run Zeke up the middle. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. His pass taken in by Shaheed. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Running is Sanders. And some nice footwork as he spins forward for a yard.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 1. It's 4th down and less than a yard.
So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. This secondary will get a lot of the credit. 3 picks so far. But, Greg, the pass rush has been relentless as well.
Yeah, I think it's super important, Mike, that we point out just how much the pass rush and then the secondary coverage works together. The more that rush gets home, the faster that ball gets out. We can play certain coverages knowing the timing of the quarterback has to be sped up. So often, the teams that are the most successful in this league, Mike, they have the best understanding. When our back end and our front end are working in unison, man, it puts a lot of pressure on not only the quarterback, but the entire offense.
That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. 10 yards, the gain on the pitch and catch. And that will be a 1st down. That's Washington, the man in motion. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. To throw is Lawrence. He'll get this out to his running back. And this one's going to be a loss of yardage. He's marked out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Well, at some point, if I'm this quarterback, I think I'm going to start testing somebody else in this secondary. I mean, he's already made his impact felt multiple times today, and it doesn't matter who they line up across from him. Right now, he is completely taking them out of the game. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Here comes a return from the 5. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Bulls offense ready for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. But after that 3rd down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
The Bulls send their punt team out. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. The Bulls going to send the punt team out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. They'll drop to throw. That'll be caught by McLeod. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. We drop this down to Warren. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Back to throw. Lawrence. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. Here's 1st and 10. Checking it down. This one is caught. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. This offense still has the 1 timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he's brought down, but they are out of timeouts. Lawrence from the gun here on third down. That's going to be incomplete, so no help there. And we're likely down to a final snap. And here we go, 4th and inches. That's Washington, the man in motion. Here we go. One final play. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They're able to bounce back after a difficult loss a week ago, respond with a much better overall performance, and it culminates in a victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and our focus is on Kyle Pitts. You always need eyes on him, 4th most catches in the NFL. It's the Shamrocks and the Oilers, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at these Dubliners entering play here. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Room here to run. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Option play. Here's Cook. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 43-yard line.
Back to throw. Stafford. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 23-yard line.
Here's Stafford. They'll find Everett there, complete. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Stafford. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 15-yard line.
Throwing again is Stafford. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll run for the first time with a speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
That's to the former Bear, Darnell Mooney. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Oilers.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. He'll get this up to about the 44. When you look at this defense, they're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
No score after one on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Goes right back to McBride. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through him.
That's complete to Mooney. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed as they move the sticks again. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. A short one here, caught by McBride.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Burrow will throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic 1st down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
Now it's Burrow. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Burrow. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Gibbs. Touchdown, Houston. So important in this league to capitalize on the other team's mistakes. Here they force their turnover on the opening drive, then come right down and score.
And I would add that it's important to capitalize on other teams' mistakes early. That way, you build confidence for yourself and your team. You start playing a little more freely. And you let the other guys know we're prepared to play.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Alex Singleton, a former Canadian League star, in on the stop.
2nd and 6.
Now Stafford. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Stafford. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And we have an injury on the play, and it looks like the running back, James Cook, is the one who's down. Here's 2nd and 3. To throw is Stafford. A little short pass. This is Everett. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Again, it's Stafford. A throw left sideline, falls incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Here's Stafford. Pass complete there to Harrison. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun, here's Stafford. That is caught, and they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going, and if points result, we'll call this play significant.
To the air again, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Throwing is Stafford. He'll swing this out to Moss. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Stafford now to throw. Short throw caught by Pitts, and that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
And this one is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of a team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. He'll let this go deep for Bourne. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Oilers offense and Jahmyr Gibbs headed back onto the field. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. You can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. In motion right, that's Collins. Burrow looking to pass. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive in the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back to throw, Stafford. He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
It's 2nd and inches at the 30-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That's good. First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Got his man, Dell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44.
Now Stafford. A little short pass. This is Everett. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Throwing again is Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Here's Stafford. Oh, wide open receiver. It's Harrison. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Stafford. That ball caught by Harrison. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr., his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Shamrocks have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well moving the ball down the field.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. A short one here, caught by McBride. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Houston.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
First down, Oilers.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to the Emerald Isle. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now it's Burrow. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. 2 yards to go, second down. Now Burrow. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's 2nd and 7. Another run for Gibbs here. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. A potential field goal, if you're thinking about that, almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on third down. Burrow will throw. A short throw there, pulled in by all. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now it's Burrow. And this will be caught by Mooney. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up second down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Pass to the right, and he's got McBride. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and now we've got a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. To the air again, Burrow. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Darnell Mooney from 8 yards out. And the Oilers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Dublin's offense now set to take over. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And that's going to be incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Now Stafford. It's caught. Mitchell. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. This offense so far on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Stafford.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Gibbs straight ahead.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
They'll go again with Gibbs.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
They'll run with Gibbs.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
On to give. Here's Gibbs.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Now it's Burrow. Touchdown!
Darnell Mooney
with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Oilers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So Matthew Stafford in the offense, down by 11, a little under a minute to go. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked.
A loss of 7. Brings up 2nd and 17.
Now back to throw. His throw incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. He's to the 15. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So a crucial two-point conversion there, but that's just part one of this two-part story that they need to happen here.
Yeah, they do need to do a few other things, don't they? They got the 2, as you noted. Now they've got to make sure they get the onside kick and hope to get into field goal range and maybe have one last miracle left.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's more than a two-part story. It's a 3- or 4-part story. So 20 seconds remain. It'll come down to this. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Houston set to take over.
And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
Burrow down to a knee, and that should be the final act of this one. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Houston, their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6-7 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Dubliners, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the spotlight is on Justin Herbert. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Nighthawks and the Mounties, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the state capital of California, the Gold Rush city of Sacramento.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Sacramento team as we enter play here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Quebecers,
They've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway.
and a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Play action. It's Herbert.
Checks this one down to Robinson.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. This is 2nd and 8. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
When you look at this defense,
This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
This one complete to Christian Kirk. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle. Now the numbers for Waddle in last week's ball game.
3 catches, 85 yards.
And when it comes to individual numbers, he's leading the pack, and all he wants to do now is finish strong and secure a league title.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 4.
Herbert. Short pass caught by Henry. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
Robinson gets the toss on the right side.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Herbert now.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Nighthawks get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
Brandon, it's always nice when you get recognized with an individual award, and he was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week last week, but when you do it in a win, so much the better.
Absolutely, and he was all talking about that win, not so much the award he received on Wednesday.
That's a nice-looking award. I wonder if he took it home, got out of the car, showed it off to the kids in the neighborhood, passed it around. I wonder what he did with it.
The numbers for White a week ago. 14 carries, 101 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
And that one too wide and incomplete. But you look at this defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems, because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
And that was some effort, but it would appear that he's going to come up about a yard short. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. And here's Daniel Whelan on now to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Sacramento with the football here as we get set to begin quarter 2. They work now on 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. Now it's Herbert. Finds his man. It's John Mechie. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. Here's Herbert. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down. The tight end Henry here in motion. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And one more time, here's Kirk. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
This ball caught by Mechie. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And Charles, of interest here, that last throw is going to put him over 20,000 yards passing for his career, and that's not a bad number.
You're exactly right about that, and even though it's nowhere near the top of the leaderboard, because when you think about it, Brady and Breeze, they've done that 4 times over. But when you hit 20,000, let's face it, only a little over 100 guys have ever done that in the NFL. It's worthy of some applause.
So the completion good for just 3, and that's going to bring up second down. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Henry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Again, Herbert. Open man is Waddle, complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Second down and 4. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. This is caught. It's Kirk. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert.
Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Out of the gun, Herbert. And he fires one incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. That's going to be caught by Waddle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Herbert throwing again. And it's caught. Touchdown. Christian Kirk as the first half is winding down. And the Nighthawks would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and it's now 14-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. One more go for this offense in the first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Now it's Wilson. He's got White here. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Wilson. The throw out wide going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
So we have come to halftime and what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We're accustomed to seeing strong quarterback play. We got that in the first half from Justin Herbert. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
Now it's Wilson. Left side to Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Wilson. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They will run with White out of the shotgun. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Opting to run again here with White. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Coverage was tight from Jordan Hicks.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Sanders' kick is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Nighthawks offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he's played well all year long as he enters the home stretch of the season as the NFL leader in touchdown passes.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
Herbert now.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 23 yards on the play.
They go with the empty set there. 5 receivers into formation. Normally, you want to have a running back in to block, but in this case, he's lined up to the right, and he ends up getting the football. A lot of confusion caused defensively, and it turns into a big play.
Now Herbert off the bootleg.
Tried for Kirk, and he's got him on the crossing route.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Herbert.
He gets this one to Mechie.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 10 more there and another 1st down. To the air again, Herbert. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now it's Herbert. And that is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
So the lead extended. I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you said, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And Boyd in motion right. That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We are back now in Sacramento as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Mounties offense and Russell Wilson headed back onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. They need points quickly. A quick throw there is incomplete. Rashad White, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They defer to White out of the shotgun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Now Wilson. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. They'll run for it. This is White. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. No dice for Sean McDermott in the offense. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. They'll run again here with Robinson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back.
Here's 2nd and 10.
And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Robinson. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Gay's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now the Montreal offense ready to take over now.
They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
They go play action now. Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
From the gun, it's Wilson.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked up by Richie Graham.
20. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Sacramento, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Montreal, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
It's week 14 of the National Football League, and we'll get a look here at Josh Allen. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Orbits and the Redwoods, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Heward. And we've got 2 quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are 2 of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Ball is teed up. Chase McLaughlin to do the honors. And we're off and running from Orlando. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And leading them out is the 7th-year pro. Seems to be in the MVP conversation every year now. It's Josh Allen.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the 1 touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
The tight end going in motion right. Allen taken right to the air. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
From the 31. That pass complete to Goedert. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and it'll give him a first down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. It's taken in by Roman Dunze. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Irving on the inside give. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
1st down throw for Allen. Goedert makes the catch. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 20-yard line.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. He'll get this complete to Jennings. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Irving here from the gun. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Knowing how our wonderful EA Sports team and director does his job, we're going to see a replay real quick here, Kate, and I want to see that moment of truth, that panic in the QB's eyes. You run that bootleg, you're out there alone, you got to make something happen, or you could take a risk like that, a huge sack for this defense.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Allen setting up to throw. He'll get this to Cup. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
Up and good from Blankenship. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So here's their offense now to take over for the first time. And bringing them out, a 4th-year quarterback and capable dual-threat producer from Ohio State's Justin Fields.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. Just 3-0 is our score. More of the NFL on EA Sports right after this. Welcome back for the start of the second. Our visiting offense out in possession of the ball. They'll be set up 2nd and 7. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap to Fields. Completed here to McCaffrey. He's got the first down grab and still going. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but I think somebody's auditioning for some extra work as a receiver. If he could do that coming out of the backfield, imagine the damage he could do if they sent him out into one of those spots out wide.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Fields out of the gun. That's complete. Cole Kmet. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Offense executing early. New set of downs at the 38-yard line. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he works his way for a gain of 4. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the shotgun, Fields. He'll get this one to Adams. And this one doesn't go far.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Complete beyond the marker. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll give them a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They toss to McCaffrey running left. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
He has it at the 5! And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown! The Redwoods get some late points and the lead. On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Redwoods won up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. His return starts at the 5. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Orbits and Bucky Irving ready for their next possession. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. Cop the motion man left. On 1st down, Allen. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air, Allen. Odunze's got it, right side. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain. Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's on the move. Oh, he's gonna run for it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast. 1st and 10, here's Allen. This one finds Goddard. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. Here's Allen. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down for a loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Allen on 3rd and short. He has the first over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Allen gonna throw again. Escapes the pocket. He'll try and run this. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
He's on the move. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. Field goal unit out there on 2nd down as they try for 3 here before halftime. This 42 yards from the right hash. Up and good from Blankenship. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Looking to throw. Wow, wide open here, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. We've reached halftime. The Redwoods on the road and enjoying a lead. Now we'll send you across town to the Creative Village in our studios for Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a 1-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Redwoods are headed back out on offense as we get a look at Christian McCaffrey. And he's found many a gift in the end zone this season. As we work through December, he is currently tops in the league in rushing scores. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now Fields. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. They'll start the 2nd half with McCaffrey. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3. They stick with McCaffrey. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. He's got the hook up to Adams. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
This will be caught by Adams.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front. And they fired off the line knowing the run was coming. And boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st down throw for Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Right side into the hands of Adams. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal. Mitchell up the middle. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a yard on the pickup. That leaves him with 3rd and goal at the 6. Fields to throw it. Forced out to his right. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Redwoods grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Justin Fields touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. He fields it from the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Now outruns their offense to take over. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. Finds a man right side. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Play action now, Allen. Has his man, it's a Dunze. And he's out of bounds past midfield. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw, and without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
That pass complete to Goddard. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's still just a one-score game as we resume play in the 4th. Second and 3 now. To throw again, it's Allen. Buys time, rolling right. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
First down throw for Allen. That's complete to Zach Ertz. And they take him down right along the 30.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Has the connection to Odunze. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 18-yard line.
Here's the give to Irving. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1. It's now 3rd down and 6.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Back to throw it. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on downs.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
Their offense running back out now. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running right with Mitchell. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, Fields. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
We get so stuck, Kate, on decision-making being the ball in the hands and where's he throwing it. The ball in the hands in the passing game, and what kind of decision is he going to make? When in reality, in this game, in the 4th quarter, decision-making is also knowing when to salvage a play. Salvage that real estate that's so important to try to play a little add-on and make this a 2-score game. That sack, that's not going to help in that decision at all.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. Mitchell gets it from the gun. and he's brought down for a loss. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. On now comes the punt team for the Redwoods. And they could elect to just take the safety here. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 58 yards on the punt there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. He'll look to throw it. Pass caught by Adunze. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Hurry up offense now as time runs down. Here he is to throw. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Setting up to pass. Has him on the quick hitter. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Before the snap on 3rd and 2, they call time. Still one more in their pocket to use.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
To throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Redwoods make the play that should win them this game.
Hey, listen, when you're throwing down the middle of the field, you have got to be crystal clear in your vision. There are so many defenders that can get into those zones. That might be a case of the QB there trying to do a little bit too much and certainly didn't see the defender who comes up with the big interception.
Now this offense ready to head back out. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life. And you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Collects this at the 32, and he's brought down before the return gets far. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Redwoods as we say so long from Orlando.
It's week 14 of the NFL, and we're in for a show from Anthony Richardson. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Black Knights and the Caps on Monday night.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Good to be in the booth with my partner Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league, and we got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations. The game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly where the ball's going, and they're just going to say, I dare you to stop them. These are two
big crowd on hand. They love American football. These games grow every year. The English crowd is ready. And off we go from Wembley. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by their man at quarterback out of the University of Florida. It's Anthony Richardson.
Some games, the quarterback can just go out there and just take what the defense gives them. They don't have to necessarily create a lot of opportunities for their teammates to go out and perform, and they can still come away with the win. I think today, though, he's going to be asked to carry a little bit more of a load, make some more plays happen, be a little bit more assertive. If he does that, his team's just going to continue to get better and better, and it's going to be a tough matchup.
On the ground, it's the rookie from UT. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Jawan Bentley there on the tackle. Get a pause here. We have an injury, and it is the tight end, Sam Laporta, a player they cannot afford to lose. From the gun, Richardson. He'll get this one complete to Brown. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
I think it's so critical to start the game fast. I mean, you hear every coach and player harp on it in their press interviews and in their conferences. It's something that everybody stresses, but it's easier said than done. So I think for them to come out and face an early third down and be able to pick up a first and extend this possession, I think it goes a long way towards everybody on that side.
That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Caps are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And their quarterback is the all-time leading passer for the Raiders, Derek Carr, the veteran.
Coming off a loss last time out, I think the #1 goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week.
3rd and long. In the shotgun, it's Carr. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on 3rd down, that number just goes up.
Fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The Black Knights offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. On 1st and 10, here's Richardson.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
On play action, Richardson. That's caught by Smith on the right side. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
Thrown left side, the catch is made, and he'll be taken down. From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. He puts it up, and it's caught. Irv Smith, touchdown, Black Knights. That touchdown #1 for him on the year.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
We are set for football in the NFL International Series. Great to be back in England, and off we go from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Caps offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. They'll run the toss to Spears. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Pass complete right side to Kincaid. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. It's a gain of 28 as they convert on 3rd down.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on 3rd down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. 7-0 is our score. More from the International Series in London after this. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Spears. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. That's Jalen Thompson up from his safety spot to bring him down. 2nd down, Carr. This finds Smith and Jigba along the sideline. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Off the play fake. Here's Carr. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And it's going to lead to 4th down. Here's Corliss Waitman now. He's on for the 2nd time. They'll try to get something inside the 10. They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The Black Knights offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They are backed up about as far as you can be, operating from their own 2-yard line. Oh, got to be careful here. Looks like they're just going to avoid the safety, but not by much. That was close to being a disaster.
At the 1-yard line.
Richardson operating from the pistol. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
A gain of a yard makes it 3rd and 11.
On 3rd down, here's Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks, the ball carrier, brought down at his own 8-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's Bryce Berringer to punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. Past the 40. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Caps offense ready to get back at it. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Carr working out of the gun. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Carr. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Carr. That's over the middle to his tight end, Kincaid. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
They'll go play action with Carr. That's to Kincaid once again. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. 2 minutes remaining. 1st half in a 7-0 game. Greg and I back to London, England after this. Now, 2nd down throw from Carr. This one complete to Atwell. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. To throw, it's Carr. Here comes the screen to Spears. And he's going to have the 1st down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up the 1st down.
Keon Coleman, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Carr to throw. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass. 2 incomplete passes now lead to this 3rd down and goal. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this fourth down after failing on third. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Black Knights offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. They'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down. To throw, it's Richardson. Oh, that swung out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Battle. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. We saw it earlier, the defense on the quarterback with the earlier interception. And now, Greg, not only do they pick him, they turn it into a pick 6.
And, Mike, the reality is this has just been a bad first half throwing the football. I mean, not only is it his second interception, but this time the defense gets their hands on the ball, and they're able to take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Reichard good with the extra point. And the Caps are on top. It's now 10-7. Big crowd on hand. They love American football. These games grow every year. The English crowd is ready, and off we go from Wembley. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
At their own 28-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Richardson. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. As mentioned, this is the EA Sports Halftime Report. Time to take a look around the NFL and find out what's going on this fine Sunday. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Now return coming from the 7. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Caps offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Spears to start the drive. And his momentum completely stopped there. Picked up, thrown down for a loss. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. Now Carr. That's going to be caught by Kincaid. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and third down. Coming up. Back is Carr. That one into the hands of Atwell. It's a pickup of 13 yards. That's enough for a first down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Throwing is Carr. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. First and 10. From the shotgun, it's Carr. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is first down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early first down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
On the handoff, this is Spears. And that will get him back on schedule. Good pickup of 7, sets up third and 3. To throw is Carr. He's got his man. That's Kincaid. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a first down to go with it.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
To the left side, in the hands of Hill. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Carr now on second down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid.
It seemed to me, Mike, before that ball was even snapped, the quarterback had already made up his mind. I'm throwing the ball to the tight end no matter what the look is, and he's counting on the big body picking up the rest after the catch, and even though he's able to secure the ball, nice job by the defense keeping him short of the sticks. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
He fields it at the 8. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Black Knights offense ready for their first possession of this second half. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. First and 10. That's 3. Third time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Mika Fitzpatrick. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Carr now. A pass caught right side by Coleman.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Throw to the sideline. Well done. Good job with the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes, they do, have the first down. Here's Carr. A quick throw. That's complete on the slant. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the third quarter. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. Now, Carr. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. 2-2 Atwell. Touchdown Caps. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Carr working out of the gun. That's going to be caught. So add a couple more points, and they add to their lead.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
We are set for football in the NFL International Series. Great to be back in England, and off we go from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. And he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet. He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Now Richardson. Here comes the screen to Brooks. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make. Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
Richardson operating from the pistol. A quick throw on the slant, taken in by Smith. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Slayton is the man in motion. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just drive you crazy, Mike. You think you're going to pick up the first down, you get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a gamble here on 4th down.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Oh, the blitz gets there. He is sacked, and they will turn it over on downs.
You got to give credit to the defensive coordinator here. He went into attack mode, had a great blitz planned for this 4th down situation, disrupted the timing of the offense, and the quarterback had nowhere to go. He flushes out of the pocket to keep the play alive, and they're able to chase him down, force the sack, force the turnover on downs.
The Caps offense starting to trot out for this next possession. And certainly some optimism that this is the end. This is the week they're going to put it all together and end that long losing streak. They are not home yet. They are in control here in the 4th. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down. Carr. This one complete to Atwell. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
At the 31-yard line.
On 2nd down, Spears. Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5, but let's check the call. They get the former number 10 overall pick, Jedrick Wills. A carry here for Spears. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Carr to throw. And he cannot get away. Brought down. And that sack will bring us to the 2-minute warning. The Caps ready to send this one away. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The home team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. This secondary will get a lot of the credit. 3 picks so far. But, Greg, the pass rush has been relentless as well.
Yeah, I think it's super important, Mike, that we point out just how much the pass rush and then the secondary coverage works together. The more that rush gets home, the faster that ball gets out. We can play certain coverages knowing the timing of the quarterback has to be sped up.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. They'll drop to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and 3rd down coming up. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. Oh, he's got a man. That's caught by Brown. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have 1 remaining. They'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. 1 timeout at their disposal, but the more pressing need, they have to score twice. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield. And that ball incomplete over the middle. He was trying to get it to Jonathan Brooks out of the backfield. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, Richardson. He'll look underneath here for Brooks. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And they're going to get the first down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them. Open man downfield, Tyreek Hill. And he's out of bounds in great shape, down at the 15-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. He'll look for Mitchell out of the backfield.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game. A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. So it's a win for our visitors. They're able to bounce back after a difficult loss a week ago, respond with a much better overall performance, and it culminates in a victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night.
Put the pressure on them defense.